Hello, friends, enemies, and those undecided. Will here with another monthly recap of our indie development progress on our underwater mermaid game called Age of the Deep. I'm going to walk you through the systems that I worked on this month and do a short recap on some things that happened last month that I forgot. We'll get into that here in just a sec. So, some quick house cleaning on last month's video, the month of February. Um, I had created a 12 layer procedural landscape system last month, and that video that I linked everybody to here on my channel was only about under a minute long, and I didn't do any audio commentary over it. And I thought I would do a recap on what's going on with that. So I studied the different coastal layers of the ocean, like the mesopelagic, the bathypelagic, and the abyssopelagic and hadal zones. And I tried to create procedural layering that kind of fit those themes, even though not 100% exact, since this is not based in real life at all. It's a video game. And these layers do have procedural foliage to kind of speed up the way this all works, and that's all individual per layer too. So I can have grass and coral and rocks and all kinds of pretty things popping up. And then this next system here that I didn't show or even talk about or mention at all in these item descriptions for last month video are these resource nodes that I made where you can go and collect resources here, and they respawn, of course, and then they will break open and give you rocks and iron and copper and whatever else I need to do to um, allow the item crafting and weapon upgrade systems to function properly as you collect these items. And I can make child blueprints and have whatever else I want to do of this. And now, with the house cleaning taken care of, let's get on to what I worked on this month. So this is a underwater current system that I wanted to make to allow you to travel between the islands a little bit faster than if you were to just swim around on your own. And I wanted to create underwater current systems, also because this game is going to largely take place underwater, and you're not going to want to take that much time to go across a 30 square kilometer surface of water just to go collect some wood for crafting. So this is one of the solutions I wanted to tackle as far as getting from place to place a little bit faster. And all this first version does is apply a force in the direction that I want the water current to push the player, and I can adjust that force intensity as desired. And as you can see, it does work and push the player in that direction that I wanted to go. And then right here, I was experimenting with how I can get more complex paths out of that system. So I just kind of basically stacked all of these up against each other. And it does kind of sort of work, but it does have the limitations where this curve is pretty much all I was going to be able to get out of it. And I wanted to do a little bit more variety on the direction that I could go. And my first solution to try to tackle that was to just build a cave system like this and stack another version of the water current system in the desired shape that I wanted to go through. And that did kind of work. As you can see, it'll push you through and just force you through the cave system. But the issue with this is because of the way this worked and the way I had to overlap everything, so you didn't lose momentum, it no longer was properly lowering your speed. And so this would just ramp your speed up, ramp your speed up, ramp your speed up. And then right here, sometimes when you are no longer overlapping this system, your speed is just zero and you can't move anywhere, which resulted in me creating essentially version 3, even though there were many other iterations of this other than that. But this is the one that finally came together to work in the best of both worlds, where I was able to create a spline system where the force would push you in the direction of the spline continuously without arresting your momentum and not messing up your exit speed at all. And I can have this once again be any uh, amount of force I want it to do to have on the player, up to the point where you would really struggle to swim against said current in case you see something in the cave that you might want to go back and get and you don't want to go all the way back to the beginning. And then another system this month that took me about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks to get done, was the quest system. And I was really excited to tackle this because in any of the versions of this game that I attempted to get off the ground, the quest system was the one that gave me the most difficult time to build or to get working before some catastrophe would erase all my progress, yada, yada, yada. And then I had found this quest system from a tutorial on YouTube somewhere a couple years ago, so long ago that I don't even remember who the guy was that came up with it. And it was my favorite system of anything that I had found um, anywhere. But the issue is it works for, I believe it was like Unreal 4.12, to give you an idea on how long ago it was, because we're on Unreal 5.3 right now, which meant redoing a lot of it to even get it to work, period. And then I had to also rework a lot of it to even get it to work with my existing widget systems because they're just totally incompatible. But I was able to go ahead and get it working, and I can make quest items that can be used to complete objectives, and then that goes straight into the inventory system where you can find that item and read any lore tidbits. And then I also went and tied it into my NPC system that I created. So the NPCs can now give you the objective, and they can be kill objectives to take out these pirates. And then when you kill them, it does properly update the quest, and you can kill three and tackle the quest complete, and goes and gives you XP. Um, and then the last thing that I only just started working on as of yesterday was to create a boss type enemy. And I came up with this hammer guy that I liked the animations that came with him. But other than the movement animation system, I haven't gone into his attacks or anything like that because, like I said, I only just started working on this particular character yesterday. But this is the progress that I've made for the month of March, and I feel like I did pretty good to pat myself on the back a little bit. And I'm going to continue trying to do a whole bunch of fixes, adding in the other systems that I want to get through all the way through to June, where we're going to have a pitch a game system for indie developers on Twitter, where we just kind of show all our progress and hype each other up, and it's a good time. But I will be trying to do as much work as I can to get this all in a much better state than where it is. I mean, it's already in a much better state than it has been. But I'm also going to try to get a Steam page up for this by around that same time too. So until next month, for next month's video, this is Will signing out. Have a good weekend, everybody.